Have you seen the latest iOS update that has glass look in it? Well, it is one of those new styles that you either love it, think it's cool, or you hate it and think it's the worst. Hopefully you are a fan. That's why you're watching this video, because I'm going to show you how you can really kind of mimic and recreate this look and style for your Power BI reports. My name is Allison Gonzalez. I'm a Microsoft Certified Trainer here at Pragmatic. And in this video, we are going to see how you can, in PowerPoint, create a glass look background that you can then apply to your Power BI report. Let's go ahead and get PowerPoint open. Yes, that's the right Power program. And we will dive in. Here is what my Power BI report looks like. Not bad, looks great, but I want to jazz it up. I want to make it look a little bit fun, keep it current with our new style. And so what I've gone ahead and done is I've taken a screenshot of my report. So that way I know exactly where I have visuals. Now, all of my visuals right now have pretty extensive formatting and backgrounds on them. So that is something to consider when you create this effect, is you're going to need to modify all of your visual effects so that way they will properly stand out and look nice and also be legible when you apply this glass look. But I went ahead and took a screenshot of my report page that I'm going to be creating my background for, and I pasted that here in a PowerPoint slide. So I have one blank slide ready to go. I always like to have kind of a backup in there too, so you'll see me making some extra ones. And we are going to go ahead and we are going to use a stock image to create our background. Now, this is a really cool effect in PowerPoint that, of course, if you want to just make PowerPoints with this effect, go for it. Really cool. You can do some animations, slide things around, really take advantage of this look. For us, right, as Power BI users, we are just using this as a great place to make a report canvas because, in case you didn't know, the size of a PowerPoint slide, that 16:9 ratio, is the same as the size of a Power BI report. So you can easily make backgrounds on a PowerPoint slide and then upload them to Power BI. I have other videos here on our channel that we'll link below that show you that process more in depth. For today, let's go ahead and we are going to go to our insert ribbon and we're going to insert a picture, and I'm going to go look at my stock images. Now, a cool feature from your 365 login is that you have access to a whole stock library. So no need to steal images off of Google. Got plenty of legit licensed ones to go with here in Insert Pictures, Stock Image. With this, let's go ahead and pick our background. Now, I have found, just depending on your visuals, it's best to have one that's kind of like consistent coloring. Notice this crown, for example, has lots of darks and lights. And so for putting visuals on that, it may look a little bit funky. You might have to really adjust your text for that legibility. So looking for a consistent color all the way through is good. Really, it's a hues, right? If a picture has lots of darks and lights, we want it to be more kind of consistent. So I'm going to search just for whatever kind of, let's see what tech-related images we have to play with. And we got some fun ones. We got this keyboard here. And again, you can pick whatever one you want as your background. Play along with me. Pick one that you love to see. I'm going to go with this keyboard one. Why not? And I'm going to hit insert. And now you will have this image. I'm going to have this stop suggesting ideas for me. And then I'm going to resize this till it properly, fully fills my background. And then you can move this around as well if you want it to really fit a certain spot, a certain place on the canvas. Now, here is a really important step that you need to do. I actually need to set this picture as my background and like actually tie it to the background. So just like how I was able to move that around, I don't want to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and duplicate this slide because I need to have, as you've seen, kind of the blurry effect with the glass look. It's like you're looking through a glass. And so it's kind of distorted, a little blurry. So I want to have a clear version of my picture and then a blurrier version of that picture. So I'm going to duplicate this slide so I have 2 copies of it. I'm going to be working back on my first one. And so I'm going to select the picture and I'm going to go to my picture formatting. Selecting picture format in your top ribbon. And we want to have our side pane really pop out. And so I can click this arrow right next to kind of my picture styles. And that will give me all of my formatting pane right off this right side of my screen. And we're going to be making some adjustments in here. So before I set this as the true locked in background, I am going to go ahead and move the sharpness on this all the way down to 0 to really kind of make this blurry. So clicking on the photo, little photo with your mountains and your sun, in here, right, you got lots of options, and we're going to look at picture corrections, that first one, and move my sharpness all the way down. And notice that really blurs it out even more. We know part of that picture already was blurred. Depending on yours, you might have a lot more going on in that image. And so you'll really see that distinct change once you've moved that sharpness down to 100%. Now that the image looks exactly how I would like it, nice and blurry, you are going to do a Control X to copy because you want this blurry picture on your clipboard. So we're going to do a Control X to copy. Then I want to set the background to the picture I just copied that is now on my clipboard. So I'm going to come here to Picture or Texture Fill. I still have this format pane open. You're going to have this open pretty much this whole video. So we're going to go to Picture and Texture Fill. And I don't want it to be this random one. I want it to come from my clipboard. So I'm going to just clipboard, and there we go. Notice I can't grab it. I can't move it around. It is truly locked in and filling the background instead of being a separate picture. So once you have this locked in and you have your blurry version set to your background, that's where I want you to come over and get your now very much in focus picture. And we are going to Control C to copy and Control V to paste that right on top of your slide one. So we're taking our very crisp version of our picture and we are copying that. You can even cut it from here. I don't need it, but sometimes, again, I get paranoid. I like to have that as a reference, and pasting that on top of the blurry background we have. So you now have a slide. Slide one has 2 pictures, the blurry version of the background and then the crystal clear version right in front of it. What we are going to do now is we are going to put our blocks for our visuals on the screen. So I know I have 3 card visuals here. I've got a table visual, a line chart, I got a bar chart, I have a map, right? I need to have little square backgrounds for each one of these. So what I am going to do is we'll do one image, get all of our settings done correctly for that. Then we'll bring in our screenshot of our report so we know where to place them. So on your slide, mine is my slide 1 that has 2, where I have my crystal clear copy on top of my blurry background. I am going to come up to my insert ribbon and I'm going to insert a shape, and I'm going to do rounded rectangles for mine because that is, again, the look. If you're looking at those glass looks, we have those rounded edges. They're not that sharp. So we want to go with that rounded rectangle. And I'm going to just kind of eyeball a shape just so you can see, and we can resize it. It's going to still keep working. So kind of just get it big enough that you can see the effect as you're working on it. And then you can resize that later on. Now that we have a shape selected, look at our format pane over on the right. Here in our format pane, I can come over to my fill. Right now it is set to a solid fill. I'm going to go with slide background fill. And this, my friends, is the whole reason we tied our blurry picture to the background, because look at this. As you move this around, it is immediately understanding where it's sitting in space and what is below it. So we truly get that kind of a mirrored looking through a glass blurry effect here. All right, we're going to make some tweaks though, because if you've kind of seen and analyzed this design style, you'll know there's kind of like a white border, semi-transparent on the sides. And so we want to really mimic that as well as we can. To do this, I'm going to work through pretty much all of these options and change a few things in them to get this looking how we would like. first off, I'm opening up my line section. So we set our fill to the side background, and our line, I'm going to change it to a gradient line. Right now it is this blue and white just by default. I'm going to get rid of 2 of those gradient stops. And then I'm going to adjust this. Instead of it being a light blue, I'm going to change that to a light gray. So I've got white to a light gray. For the light gray, at its max point, I'm going to change that transparency to 100%. So it's going to fade from white to a transparent gray. And it slowly gets more and more transparent as it goes to that bottom. So take a look at what we've got. You can also adjust the gradient. So if you want this kind of starting and stopping at different places, you can play around with that gradient direction to get your look exactly how you would like it to be. I'm going to move now to the second tab here in my formatting. And in here, notice we've got lots of options with our shadow, our reflection, and I'm going to come down to my 3D formatting. Here in my 3D formatting, I can add in a bevel. So take a look at what this does. I like the top one to be around 20-ish. Notice immediately it gives you more of that curved texture effect. You can even bump that up more if you want to play with that, but I like between 20 and 30. Around there, you can play with that. And then with the height, again, you can make this taller, shorter, playing around with that look. I'm going to bump mine up a little bit more. All right, I like the look of this. I really feel like I'm starting to look through that blurry glass at the picture behind me. The next thing I want to see is I want to change the shadow. So I'm going to come up to this shadow section. I'm going to set my presets. Right now, no shadow. I'm going to pick this middle one where it is like a centered shadow. So it's evenly distributing the shadow all the way around the shape. Really what you think of when you are setting a shadow direction is where is my light coming from, right? Where is the sun shining on this object to then cast that shadow? We're thinking it's directly ahead. So then it's an evenly distributed shadow around here. And it's a little too stark, a little too severe here. So I am going to adjust my size, kind of bumping up that size. You can also kind of adjust that blur in there as well. And you can even play with the color, right? Depending on your picture. Maybe I don't want it to be that stark black. Maybe I want it to be a little more subtle with a gray, right? You could even do like crazy colors with this. Doesn't necessarily work for our purpose, but I always like to show that off. It's a little extra, almost glow feature. All right, I'm going to go with this much closer to black one. And then we kind of have a subtle shadow on there with that item moving it around. Now, again, the coolest option is it knows where you're at. And so we can see this as we're moving all the way around on our report canvas here. What I want to do next is actually come over to my side where I have this screenshot of my report. I'm going to copy and paste that in here. And then I am going to move this to the background. So in my picture formatting, I'm going to send backwards so that way my visual, the little background, the one we just worked on, is in front. And take a look. Even though I now have like a layer between it, it is still tied to that background image, no matter what it is sitting on top. So what I want to do is I want to just kind of line this up to fit each of the visuals I already have in place. And then we're just going to Control C, Control V. So that way it fills all of my spaces. This one is going to be my table, or rather it's a matrix. We're going to bring this one down for the line chart. I want to make sure I'm lining these up with the visuals above and next to them. So everything is nicely in play. I can already see though, right? We're cutting off some of the titles. So do a little bit of work to do to maybe rename some things to get those to fit my look and feel. Again, all fun things you have to consider anytime you are redesigning a report page. Now that I have the backgrounds to my visuals in place, you can go ahead, delete the copy, and then let's go ahead and we are going to save this. Now, when you are saving a PowerPoint slide as a image, you need to make sure when you're saving it as a correct file type, it needs to be an image type to upload into Power BI. You also, when you're saving it as PowerPoint, you indicate, I just want one slide, right? Which the slide I'm on is the slide that I'm saving versus all of them. In Power BI, in your formatting for your Canvas background, you can see with this, actually, let's go ahead, let's duplicate this page. So we have one that's our report, we have a duplicate, and we're going to upload our picture to this duplicate. So my duplicate, I'm going to get rid of that background I had before. And notice when I'm browsing for images, it shows me I need an image file type. And here are all the different file types that you can upload as that image. Seeing all the different Power BI backgrounds that I pulled in the past here. Let's go ahead. Let's save our PowerPoint so we can then bring it in over here. So we're going to go File, Save As, and then I'm going to change this from a PowerPoint to one of those image types. And I'm just going to go with a JPEG, and I'm going to save this as cool glass background. I'm going to save, and this is where you want to indicate just this one slide. Whatever one you are on when you hit save is the one that is going to be that main one. Back here on my duplicate page, we're going to hit browse, and let's go ahead and I can find there is my cool glass background. Hit open, and we can see it has shown up. We can change this from fit to fill. There's a little bit of space at the back end that it fully filled in. I can minimize this just to make sure that it's really sitting properly on there. You hit stretch, there we go, to get rid of that extra space. The only thing you need to do is go through and kind of tweak your visuals to fit. Now, of course, depending on the colors that you chose and you have on the report you're working with, you might have more work than I do, or you might have less work than I do. And voila, just like that. Only it took 2 seconds to make all of those little tweaks, little updates, scrunching things around, changing colors, making sure everything fits and adjusts to fit your background. Right? That's the fun stuff. That's the stuff I love, getting in there, making those adjustments and little tweaks so it fits and perfectly syncs and flows through. So let me know in the chat, what do you think about this? I definitely don't think this is one that I would convert every single report that I have to this, but it is a cool effect. Also, if you totally hate glass effects, again, share that. I'm on the hate train on many, many trends. So if this isn't your cup of tea, that is totally a-okay. If you like this video, drop a like, drop a follow. We are putting out 2 to 4 videos every single week about all things Microsoft. We have so many different playlists here on Power BI training. You can dive in deep, learn all about color theory and layout and making more backgrounds in PowerPoint that you can then upload and load for your Power BI background. We also have an on-demand platform where we have hundreds of classes, many of them Power BI. You can dive in deeper. You can use code Allison40. That will also get linked below to get you 40% off that annual membership. So I hope to see you over there and also in the comments here on our Pragmatic Works YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video.